Hey,
Yay!
everybody.
Woo woo! Oh my gosh, Shell, that's so cool. I love it when it goes live and we get to see all of our friends in the chat. How are you?
So excited to be here. Oh my gosh. 10 out of
So
10.
excited. I just noticed that uh our walls and our background are mirroring each other. It's like really cool. Like we're coming into that Adobe A in our screen. Sorry, y'all. We were just chatting about Shell's band and we're totally sidetracked before this went live. So I'm excited to welcome you guys to our Not a ISTE Prep call to just get us all pumped up and excited about ISTE 2025 with all of you. So welcome. Thank you for being here and spending some time with us, whether you're joining us live, which I see several of us are, but also just chatting with us later on. You know, we're here just to help and get us pumped up. You excited, Shell?
Super excited just to really talk about all the cool stuff that's coming up, and for people who are going to ISTE in person and for people who are enjoying things from afar. There's all kinds of goodies in store.
Mm. So, for the people at home that have never heard about ISTE, can we give a breakdown of what ISTE is? Like, why are we even doing a whole Adobe Live Education Edition on ISTE 2025?
I love that you're asking me because last year was my very first year ever even knowing what ISTE was. So I was totally brand new last year. ISTE is it the biggest ed tech conference or one of the biggest?
I'm gonna say it's the biggest, but someone might correct me.
It's a really, really big, we'll go with
It's
that,
huge. Big leap.
educational technology or ed tech conference that happens in different cities on different years. But this year it happens to be in super sunny, hot San Antonio. And folks from all over the country and all over the world come and share their expertise and get to talk about all of the great things that are happening in classrooms with students.
I
Martha,
love
what
it.
can you add? Because I know that you are a ISTE veteran.
I am an ISTE veteran, but I think ISTE is so cool because whether it's your first year, your second year, or this will be my 12th ISTE shell that I've been going,
12?
12 friend,
Dang, girl.
older than my kid. Like I just think about that and I'm like, wow, that is a middle schooler, how long I've been going to ISTE. But yeah, the International Society of Technology Education is a bedrock of ed tech world. It guides pedagogical applications of using technology in classrooms, and it's a perfect partner for us because as supporters of creativity and education and wanting to make sure our teachers are supported and we believe in best practice, but also shall community. And that's the biggest thing about going to conferences like this is community. Community builds community, community drives community. It feels so good to be able to go to these conferences, especially ISTE, that's so large. It brings people from all over the world together in one place where you can connect on what's working, what's not working, commiserate if you need to, or like get your bucket filled as well. And so that's really why I keep going back 12 years later, even through all the post-pandemic years when it was virtual. It just helps you realign and fill that bucket so you can go into another year rejuvenated with even better ideas on how to support kids. So
I'm so glad you just said that because I distinctly remember this moment last year, which again was my first year, where I got back to my hotel room. It was like super late at night after like going out and meeting people and talking to educators from all over. And I just like almost started crying because I felt like, oh my gosh, I found my people. I found people who get it. And even though I was already out of the classroom at that point, it just felt like I'm not alone, you know?
Oh my gosh, my screen sharing just stopped, Shell. So you keep talking and I'm gonna figure this out because there we go. We got it. We're gonna figure it out. But yeah, no, going back and being able to fill your bucket by just communicating with all of these people, and finding lifelong connections. There we go. I think I got it back. Perfect. And so
going into ISTE 2025 this year, we are being intentional because I don't know if the people that are joining us today know this, but you and I tend to be a little introverted. I know it doesn't always come
Just
across
a
like that,
smidge, just a smidge.
and so in a place where you have thousands of educators, thousands of opportunities to make those human connections, global partnerships, whatever it is that you're trying to do at ISTE, it can feel very overwhelming at first. And so Shel and I, when we're thinking about the community pieces of being at ISTE with Adobe for Education community team, we want to be intentional. And so what we've done is put together a series of ways that you can connect and interact, whether you're going to be at ISTE or you're going to be in person, because we know conferences like ISTE, can we just, the elephant in the room is it is expensive. And with educator budgets being the way they are, or Shel knows this, but y'all may not, but being a single mom and like, you don't always just have the funds to be able to have to go to conferences on your own or for your district to pay for that. You know what I mean? So we get it. We see you. We love you. We appreciate you. And we want you to be a part of the fun, whether you're in there in person or you're joining us virtually, or you're just what we call hashtag not at ISTE. And you can still follow along on all the socials and obviously the Adobe Lives that we'll be doing. And you can always DM us and all that kind of stuff as well. So Shel, let's dig in. We have a landing page, right?
Yes, and I did just drop that in the chat for everyone to have. And I also, Martha, I have to interrupt you for a moment. Our good friend Kristen Brooks is in the chat, and she says that it is also her 12th year at ISTE, which is pretty cool. You guys are ISTE twins.
Kristen, I love to see it. Kristen and I live pretty close to each other. She lives in Atlanta as well. And so I just feel like we're like,
it's meant to be. I love it.
Meant to be twinning. I also find it hilarious when we go to conferences and you meet folks. I know we were about to talk about the webpage, but squirrel. But when you meet people at these conferences that are so large, like ISTE, and it turns out that they live right down the road from you, and you're like, oh my gosh, you're like right where I live. So
it's the smallest big world.
Right? It's so cute and fun to find all that out. So, all right, let's break this down. This is our landing page for Adobe Express for Education community team at ISTE. And so what does the community team do? We are here to support y'all, love on you all, and help you find those human connections that help fill your bucket, right? We are here to support you in whatever journey you're on, whether you're being a little creative curious or you're full on ACE innovator level, like rocking and rolling and influencing the world of creative expression and education. So we are in San Antonio. If you'd like to join us, there is a button right here about our ACE Leader program. And that's just a community of educators in the US and UK. We love to hang out with each other and meet up, share resources, share ideas, and just uplift one another on this creative journey we're on. But we're not going to talk too much about that. The first thing we're really going to chat about, and is it okay that I just go straight down, Shel, for you?
Let's do it. It's perfect.
I love it. So on our landing page, you're going to notice that there are certain innovators that are highlighted here. So we have Melissa Kincaid is up first, and she is this lovely human here on the right-hand side. And I hope that you stop by our ISTE booth if you're in person, and she will be one of our 4 innovators presenting. Oh, thanks. One of our 4 innovators who are presenting at the Adobe booth. And then we have, oh gosh, I lost count at the sign up, probably 15 to 20 other innovators that are going to be there helping with activations, which are like fun graphics that you guys get first dibs on in all the first looks. So we're excited. All right, Shel. So we also have something called a bingo card we're trying out this year. Do you want to give a little insight before I click on it?
Absolutely. So the idea behind this bingo card is to help you know all the super fun things that we are getting ready to do at ISTE that we've been building for you. And we have one for folks who are in person and folks who are enjoying the festivities at home. But with all of this, the whole goal is for you to get involved, have lots of fun, and of course, have the opportunity to get a cool swag item if you get to complete your bingo.
Who doesn't love swag? Like, and if you are new and this is not something you've heard of before, but we love to give away free stuff. And so to educators who are doing the work by experimenting and playing, because what better way to learn something than to just have fun with it and get in and tinker and play? And so Shel, lovely design friend, this was amazing. But this is Adobe Express for Education, not a ISTE 2025 bingo. Now, if you're in person, there is an in-person option. So you can go back to our landing page. And obviously there's an in-person one here as well that you can also post to socials and tag us. And you can also turn that in person. We'll have physical copies in person at the booth that you can also turn in. We all know no matter how tech savvy some of us millennials get, we still need that physical paper, right, Shel?
That's me for sure.
100%. And so this is the very cool bingo. And what you're going to do over here in the top right-hand corner, if you're on a computer, if you're on your phone or an iPad, it may look a little differently to you, but you're going to click the remix button. If you're logged in, it'll automatically open. If not, then it'll prompt you to go ahead and follow through with that. But this is meant as a TikTok reel dimension, Instagram or TikTok. It's not TikTok reel. Oh my gosh, I'm showing my age, Shel. But a TikTok dimension, Instagram reel, Instagram stories, all that kind of stuff. So it's already in the dimension that you need in order to share it out, is what I was trying to say. And so you're going to see all of this. And there's going to be certain things that you can click on and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to zoom in just a second. But Shel, how cute are these little buttons?
Like, they're like the little, like, what are those called? Like little bingo chips? Chips? I think they're called chips.
If you've never played bingo, man, you're going to learn a lot right now. So the way that it works, you're going to have to fill out either a horizontal line or a vertical line. We can do diagonal lines, but you get a free space right here in the middle because you're a creative educator. No matter who you are, if you are dabbling, you are a creative educator. We love you. We accept you into our community, feel all the love. But over here, you're going to see these little links. So you can click on the link options and open it directly from there if you'd like to click on that. The other way that this might work, if it's easier for you, you can download as a PDF. And when I do that, oh, we're going to have to look at that, Shel. Okay.
We will.
So when that could be me, y'all. I'm on an Ethernet cord at the very cool New York Adobe office. So sometimes my stuff has been wonky today. So that might be me. But when you download as a PDF, you can click on it and then it'll automatically open up that link for you. But the way this is going to work, you can take the cute little bingo things, share it over that. Ooh. Undo.
Love that undo button.
Is the best. Now I might, if I wanted to, because y'all, this is operator error, all of this. I'm on like one of those cute screens in the office that y'all can't see because I can't turn around my computer right now. But if you saw it, you'd be like, this poor millennial and her terrible eyes trying to figure this out on the screen. I'm like, y'all get it. I can see you chatting or wanting to chat in the sidebar. Like, been there, done that. And you know how it is when the kids are watching you, you're like, you can do everything. And then you get in front of teaching like a group of 30 middle schoolers who are the most fabulous, but they will tell you like it is. And they'll be like, Miss Bongiorno, like, really?
And
get your life together.
Nothing works.
Right. And then you're like, just talking through stuff, working it out. It's going to be great. So that's how that's supposed to work. So I will say this was way easier on my phone when I had my finger and I could just drag it over and I put it there. But it's great if you can minimize it a little so other people can see the cool activities that you did, but it's not necessary. And then what you can do is download that then. as a PNG. But there's some really cool things too that we could do to kind of level this up if you wanted to. You can always go over here to elements and you can change out these little red dots that Shel put in here, or we could look for really fun, like little unicorn. And you can change those out and you could put like little unicorns on top of all of them. So it's totally up to you on how you want to make it your own. Just share it out, tag Shel McConville or at Mrs. Bongiorno edu, and it's right here. And we are going to choose some very lucky winners to send some swag to you. And this is for folks that are attending in person and not at ISTE. We want you all to feel like you can participate and share the love and get some swag in return.
We love
What do you
it.
think, Shel?
I am so excited, truly.
This is cool.
I know, right? It's something different than we've maybe done before, and hopefully gives everybody ideas of new cool things to do.
Yeah. What's your favorite on here?
On the not at ISTE?
Mm-hmm. I'm looking through it all.
I'm a little bit biased, but I think it's Remix, our Adobe social template.
You know what? I was just about to say the same thing, and I feel like you and I are on the same page. So right here, Remix our Adobe social template. If you click that link option, it'll be right here, and then I click open, and it's going to pop that open for me. So I can keep the creativity going. And how adorable is this cute little magazine cover, graphic card, trading card, whatever you want to call it. Oh my gosh. Okay, this also reminds me of a book I just read, but I have a feeling you read a lot too, Shel, so this is probably the name of a book character.
It's actually, I mean, it is, I'm sure, the name of a book character, but I just kind of pulled that one out of.
I love that.
Of nowhere.
So I don't have access to the chat, y'all, but I want you, if you are a bookish person, to tell me what book that's from. And if you are, you're a real one and appreciate it. It was a Netflix movie. It was made into a Netflix show recently. If you teach middle school or young adults, you'll know. Okay, this is adorable. So let's walk through. What am I looking at, Shel?
So this is our ISTE social remix, which the reason that we went with this theme is because it is this year taking place in San Antonio. So we went with a funky Western theme. So this whole image is created using our generative AI in Adobe Express. So Martha, if you will go up to the right-hand corner and hit that remix button, I think we should make you. I think it's time.
Yeehaw. I'm excited. Let's
go. All right.
Okay.
Well, you already told us the answer to the one part. This is your not 9th ISTE.
10, 12th. My 12th ISTE. I can't talk. Okay. I feel like this is operator error. It's not letting me, Shel.
If you double click, does it let you?
No, it's not. That's okay. That's okay, friends. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch over just real quick. Don't worry. And Shel, I think this just may be a font issue. And again, I think we're just having all sorts of crazy going on. Okay. I did. So it's not working in my demo account, but I'm just going to switch this over real quick, y'all. So just stick with me. There we go. And I'm going to share this. Oop. No, we're not going to share that on the screen. Love you guys. And Martha. Cool.
Ooh, Rachel's saying she had to edit it to make her own because it wasn't working for her either. Okay, that is a good thing for me to know, so I can go in and fix our template. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You know what, right? And I'm telling you, I think part of this is the community. Is this Rachel L. Leminski? Okay, girlfriend, I love you and I see you. And I love that we always support each other in this community, because she could have been like, girl, get your stuff together. But she was not like that. She was so sweet and she's telling us that it's not working and we can fix it. You know what? She'll walk me through why it's okay that we can fix it. Because when you share a remixable link, what can we do?
We can always go and update that.
It's the best, isn't it?
It's so helpful.
Okay, there we go. I think I did it. All right. This is my 12th ISTE. I am definitely going to be in person in San Antonio. I am looking forward to good company, good food, and lots of ideas to bring back. So
All the
I
best
am
things.
in person. Woo woo. Okay, and then down here, Inez is so cute, but that is not my name. Oh, I should have gone in and changed that font too. That's okay.
I'm going in on the back end to try and fix it too.
Love you.
Love you.
It's going to be great. You know, so oftentimes all of us get this, you know, when you are in the classroom and you're trying something for the first time, or even when you think it works, like Shel and I have shared this with each other, we shared it with our community. And so sometimes you just got to fix it. You know, it doesn't matter how many times you prepare. And that's part of why creative thinking is so important. Because when you have opportunities for creative thinking, you can learn how to problem solve and think on a dime and like adapt in the moment. And if you don't give opportunities for creative expression, when are you going to learn those skills? You know what I mean?
It's very true.
So I don't mind the fact that something like this happened because we're able to troubleshoot in real time and share why those skills are so important. So thank you for that learning opportunity.
I always got you on those. I will happily provide you with many.
You are just the sweetest thing thinking about us like that.
Let's see. Okay, I think
There we
I
go.
almost have our template updated too for everyone else who's doing it.
Look at that. It all worked out.
We got this.
Okay. So Shel, how would you describe me in my yeehaw moments, as Farmer
Ooh.
Bobs would say? What would be my descriptor?
Oh, that's hard. I think that's a really difficult question, actually. Oh, I don't know, friend. Like, especially because I always like to try and think of
Right?
like a fun cowgirl pun to go with it. Maybe chat. You guys have any ideas for her?
Yeah, like tell me, you guys know me. You know my obsession with reading. You know my librarian background. Like I see y'all. And this is not the first rodeo we've been on together. Y'all see me fall off the horse multiple times and get back on and loop y'all into all the cool things that we do. Let's lean into the tease.
I
So
love
I
that.
put hats off for literacy, but like, you know, I feel like we could do better, but it's gonna live there for a second because I see our chat. I know the vibes are gonna be there eventually because y'all had to think about it too. But I put hats off for literacy now because I'm not gonna get bogged down with it. Because where I really want to play is with our generative AI image right here. So this cutie pie, she's like this cowgirl, real excited to like giddy up to ISTE. It's gonna be great. And so when you click on an image like this, I'm going to click on her. Over here on the left-hand side, if it is generative AI like this image, what I love is that this box, it'll say generate image will pop up with the little editing editor pop up in the middle, and you can click on that and see the original prompt, which is so cool. And we talk all the time about prompting with students, and Shel, you're like a pro at this. And it's not, I've seen your journey. I know it's not easy. I know that's been a difficult journey. Not difficult, but definitely a learning journey.
It's been time
From like,
consuming for sure.
you know, and so that's something to consider with students. Like, how do you teach them to create prompts and write prompts to generate an image that comes back the way that you want it to look. Our algorithm's not trained on copyrighted materials. It's trained on the stock photos that we have available. And so if you're writing down these different elements, I can't put in like famous cowboys in here. I can't type in copyrighted material and have an image come back, right? And so I think it's really important to show students that journey of how to prompt. So on here, it says vintage cartoon character, a cowgirl, and I'm going to put, I'm just going to put white for now because we're going to make me smiling with short. Actually, I'm just going to take out short and wavy instead of curly because I got the beach wave going. So wavy,
You really do.
dark brown hair. Thank you to the humidity in New York. It's fantastic. And green eyes with a color. I love that colorful sunset. Yes. Okay. Wearing a t-shirt, jeans, cowboy hat, riding a rainbow unicorn with a rainbow horn because I want mine colorful. Okay, cool. So if this is your first time in generative AI, sorry, I was reading that out loud because it's really hard to see on the screen. So if you like zone me out, apologies. But I just wanted to read that out loud.
You're thinking out loud. We call it modeling, Martha.
Visible thinking. We love it. Okay. So if you keep going under there are tons of other ways to add stylistic choices to your generative AI images. So what you could do, and this is what Shel really loves to do. And y'all, if you are not following her on the Instagram, she didn't tell me to say this, I'm just saying it, but you need to go follow Shel McConville on the Insta because she posts style choices and like prompts all the time. Like they are beautiful. They're so cool. And they're so fun to tinker and play with.
There was sweet.
One, I'm here for you, girl. But there's one that was like pop art kind of look to it, but it was like flat pop art. And I feel like that would be a really cool one for this, just because it almost feels like a postcard, like a vintagey postcard look to it. But I'm going to leave that off because I actually want to see what it comes up with first. The other way that you can get some style choices, besides putting style and then colon and whatever style you want, is using the styles down here at the bottom. So we've got layered paper. That's my personal favorite, because it makes it look like a picture book. And I'm not saying that I'm an open book, but like y'all can read me like crazy. I love anything book related. So the layered paper is clearly going to be my favorite. Shel, do you have one?
I really like to just type in my own.
You would.
I don't so much go down and use those. I like to type in my own things.
But you know what that allows kids to do is be able to go whichever way that they need. Some kids know exactly what they want. Other times we need like that building block. I need to see things before I can understand what it is I'm looking for. How adorable.
Okay, this went for like a totally different style, but it's so cute and very you, actually.
This is very manga.
It is, and I like in the best way. I have to share a couple things from the chat for you, Martha. So Crystal, one of our amazing innovators, said you're giving Reading Ranger, which I love.
Nice.
And then we have some suggestions from Clever Devlin on Behance, who suggested unbridled enthusiasm. Stir up like for horses, stir up your literacy learning. Not even horsing around, giddy up with a book. These are like 10 out of 10 on the puns. I love this.
Reading Ranger, stir up what? What was that one?
Stir up your literacy learning.
I knew y'all would come through.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Listen, I'm going to post this. And if you want to be tagged when I post this, please put your socials because y'all just help me. And those were way better puns than I could have come up with.
Those are real good.
Y'all are cute. Thank you for that. Reading Ranger, stir up your literacy learning.
That's very on brand for you, my librarian friend.
Thanks. Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh. Side note, Shell made me into an otter last night using composition reference and asked to make me into an animal, and it was an otter. And I thought that was really funny. But anyway, I say that to say that she's really great at this generative AI prompting.
You're
And so
so
if you
sweet.
have any questions, please reach out to her. If you have questions about books or literacy or anything like that, I probably would be your, I can do the things, but she's your generative AI prompt. So I will say I did something really fun. Can I show you how to tweak this just a smidge?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Okay, so I do want to say there's been a lot of people that take business cards out to ISTE, like they'll print stuff at home or get them made through, a company or like your local Office Depot or Staples or something, or like Vistaprint, whatever. People bring stuff all the time to physically hand out. But sometimes with this kind of stuff, you just want to put it on socials because everybody posts what they're doing at ISTE on Blue Sky or Insta, TikTok, the Bluebird, all that kind of stuff we post. So I think when you post online, though, you need to like take it up a little bit. And Shel, you know me, I can go a little extra sometimes.
It's one of the things I love most about you. Let's be real.
Just let's be real. Sometimes I go a little extra. Sometimes you have to rein me in. So I'm going to try to do this step by step so that you can see what I'm going to do. But I'm going to duplicate my page. And down here at the bottom, if you work with kids or teachers, and this is their first time really playing with prompting, this is a great activity to see prompting over time and to see reflections on like how your prompt grows. So you can always go back to previous prompts by clicking this undo button. That's the easiest way to get to what kids have written before, as long as you're still in the same project. But if you want to see like how your image changes with different types of prompts without having to do that, you can duplicate your pages. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to duplicate it. And then I already have, she's cute. I don't want to change her at all, to be honest, Shel. Like I found her. It's like love at first sight, right? Like you did it, you found it, and I don't want to mess with her. But what I do want to do is go a little extra. And so that's what I'm going to do. So right here, what's really cool about stuff like generative AI, you can still edit like a normal picture. So I can go and remove background, and we're going to hope that the clouds, she kind of worked. I might have to fix her a little. So I can go to erase and then restore.
Okay,
Brush.
but I love this particular part of the tool. I feel like a lot of people don't even realize that they can do this if remove background takes away too much or not quite enough, but you can come in here and like refine it. People are always so surprised that that is a thing. And I am so grateful that it is a thing.
I might have to get a little bit intentional with like this ear right here. Although
you're gonna have to color that part.
Yeah,
with the circle brush.
And again, y'all, I'm like, I'm such a millennial. My eyes are terrible and the screen is like way up there. But
I believe in you. I believe in you. You got this.
That's all I needed in life, Shel, is you believing in me. And now
that's
I can
what I'm here for. That's why you bring me on Adobe Live with you, is so I can believe in you.
It's weird that her shirt was kind of, I'm not going to say weird, in the background.
It's unexpected. It was an unexpected move.
Yeah, but it's also not because of the coloring. It's probably identifying that and saw her shirt as the background color. So that's fine. I'm not going to make this perfect. Now, if this was something I was going to post to social, I might spend like probably 30 minutes on it, like getting real intentional with my lines, but we're going to leave her as is. Okay. So she's adorable. I'm going to leave that there. And I'm going to put the background back, and you can't see it, but I'm just adding her to the back, and you just keep going. The other thing that you can do if you need it on the background is use this layering over here on the right hand side. You can also right click and send it back, send forward, and all that kind of stuff. I did that because what I should have done is duplicate her multiple times before I did that. So that's why I went and copied and pasted her and went back. Okay. So you can see over here, I've got the removed background one on top. I've got the background one right here. And I kind of want her to giddy up because we're going to lean into the cowboy theme just a smidge. And I want to post this as like an Instagram reel or a TikTok. Giddy up to ISTE, y'all. Yeehaw. It's going to be super fun. I can say that. I can't say it with like a real Southern accent, but I've got a recovering Southern accent. So I think it kind of works.
Recovering.
You know, the older you get, you're a little more intentional. And as a Savannah-ine, you are in different situations. So sometimes the Southern comes out and sometimes it doesn't. You know what I mean? Okay. I think you know what I mean. I'm going to go and I'm going to go to the effects. If you have not played with effects, y'all, it's so fun. I'm going to click grayscale. So that's dark and like pencil-y background. Okay. So she pops. Right? That's so cool. So now what I'm going to do, if you've never played with this before, again, I have my background, generative AI image. I have the second one on top and I removed the background on that top one. So now I'm going to go to animation and I want her to giddy in like she's riding her little rainbow horse into ISTE. Do you get the vibe, Shel?
I'm picking up on what you're throwing down here, Martha.
Okay. I'm really glad you're picking up on it. I hope people in the chat are picking up on it too, because that could have been like a huge flop. But I am going to go over here. She's going to pop in. Actually, you know, maybe she's going to grow in. There we go. And now you can tell that this became like an animated image or a video file that you can download and things like that. You can see down here, edit timeline. And I'm going to go to edit timeline and just kind of have her giddy in just a little bit into the image. Okay. And then I'm going to have her loop. And then there's got to be an animation that just kind of has her, you know, riding her horse, right? And I'm thinking like the cute little bob.
I like that.
That's a little riding. If you want to, you can speed her up a little bit.
She's
like
riding. She's riding her horse fast now.
Like real fast, like those Western movies, right?
She's galloping.
I think that one's pretty good. I wonder what intensity that is.
Whoa.
That's like, whoa, horsey. That's more like rodeo.
That one makes me nervous.
Yeah, that one makes me a little. Let's try that one. Okay, perfect. Love it. I'm here for her. Martha, the reading ranger, stirring up your literacy learning. And now she's a cute little giddy girl. So when I click play, she's a giddy girl. So I'm going to click play.
Accurate.
Look how cute she is.
Oh, Kristen says this is an awesome creativity tip. We love it.
Oh, thanks, Kristen. We appreciate you. But yeah, that's just a little tip, just a little extra. So if you're doing things for back to school, even like, yes, this was for ISTE, but also like if you just want a little pop of color, a little pop coming in for your morning news or for a newsletter you're sending home to your parents or anything like that, it's just a little thing that makes it different, engages folks in little different ways. You know, when we see the same thing over and over, we tend to like, but little animation goes a long way, friend. Okay, that one was fun.
I love that.
That was cool. Okay, we've got one other thing. I mentioned, Shel, that a lot of people bring like physical cards. I take it like a Polaroid picture. Oh my gosh. A lot of people bring business cards with them when they come to conferences and stuff. But I have to tell you, more and more people are also doing digital business cards. And so I wanted to share something that I've been doing for a few years now, just because money is a thing and I just didn't have it to print off business cards. But now I'm never going to go back because it's, one, so much easier to do. And then two, it's more sustainable, in my opinion, when we're doing digital business cards, because if I print one and my job changes or my email changes or I don't have enough, or you gave them, you have multiple sessions and you gave a lot out. There's multiple reasons why you might move to a digital card. But also, as you noticed, as Shel and I were working in real time, we had to change things and spin on the dime. Sometimes you want to add a resource real quick, or you notice a typo with something. And digital just makes everything so much easier now, especially with Adobe Express, because we can just go in the back end and just change it. Okay, so how do we do that? So I will say, I'm changing it out real quick, but on your phone, I don't know if you knew this, but for the moms and the dads out there that have their babies as their phone pictures, you can also create your own phone background, Shel. We don't always have to do photographs of our kids.
Wait, we don't? I thought that was the rule.
No, Izzy and Eris are taking a step back for the week I'm at ISTE, man. And I just wanted to show you guys real quick that this is what is going to be on my phone. It's got my cute little avatar right here. Hi, I'm Martha, so people can read it. Because have you ever been in a situation where you introduce yourself to someone and it's either too loud and you can't hear the person pronounce their name, or you were talking for 10 minutes and you're like, oh my God, what was your name again? I'm so sorry.
100%.
And as a fellow introvert, I know you will get this. So awkward asking for someone's name again. So awkward. It shouldn't be awkward. It's not awkward. It's normal for people to do that. Unless you're introverted, then it's not normal. Then it feels like the scariest thing in the world. So we got your back. It has a little name tag down here and a QR code that you can do in the moment to link to any resource that you need. So I'm going to share how we do that. The other thing that you can do is take that same template, Shel, and if you have a smartwatch, I live in a divided household now. There's a current trend going on Instagram. My husband is Android, so he has an Android phone and I have an Apple Watch, but we both tried it out and it works great. But you can put that same image on the background of your watch. So if people are talking to you, you can just hand them your watch and be like, hey, which is really cool. Okay, you want to see it?
Always.
Okay, so cute, right?
Okay, that's way adorable.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And then, you know what I realized? That I don't have it on this, but I'm going to go back and fix it because, like we said, Adobe Express.
That's the beauty
You can
of
fix
it.
everything in real time. But Shel, it is on our doc if you want to put it there. It's adobe.ly/contactcard.edu is the link. And it will have a square, which is what you'll use for a wristwatch type situation, a smartwatch. And then it'll have the dimensions that are generally used as the background for a phone. Now, I did Apple iPhone, and this one I've tested it on old school phones like in iPhone 8 and on a Max, like a 16 Pro Max, and both of them worked with the same dimensions. So tested and proven. But this is what it's going to look like. And I'm going to click that remix button. Thanks for posting that, Shel.
Oh, for sure. And
I
gotta say, like, you shared this with me last year, and I used it so much when I was chatting with different people and making friends at ISTE and at other conferences that I've gone to. It's like my tried and true way of connecting with people past just those brief moments that I get to chat with them. That's so helpful.
That. I feel like you just fed my bucket. So it filled my bucket. Thank you so much. Fed, like I was thinking of like when you feed a horse. I'm sorry. I was trying to make the continued
horses on the brain. I understand.
Fell flat. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do want to say I went in a different direction just because this one was so cute and so many people have requested this particular graphic. Again, that Shel created. And this is from a previous graphic and we just tweaked it, but it's adorable. How could you not? And it's something that translates, even if you're not giving into the Texas yeehaw moment of being in San Antonio. This is something that you can create for any conference or back to school or pre-planning a tech conference if your district does one of those, and all sorts of stuff. So this is the square for the Apple Watch. If you go to the second page, this is meant for the background on a phone, okay? And so I know this is weirdly placed. I'm going to do the background first for the phone. I know this is weirdly placed on here, but I was doing it for my phone. So move it wherever you feel like you need to through your phone. But I know it's really hard to see, but it gets blurred up here with your clock. If you go with
that's like a pro tip. That's a pro tip.
Pro tip right there. So it is made for currently for one of the newer iPhones. But if that's not you, you can easily just shift, click, and move things around as needed. Okay. So actually, I'm going to delete that, the whole thing. And we're going to start over because I actually want to show you how I did that QR code anyway. And I'm going to create a QR code in the moment. So pro tip number 2 for this, you don't have to leave Adobe Express projects to create a QR code. Did you know that, Shel?
I actually did not.
Oh my gosh.
When did this happen?
Love it when I get to teach you things like that. Like, I feel like you know everything. Oh my God. Okay. So Shel, over here on the left-hand side, do you know where we have that search bar? So many people just go straight into like adding media or text or whatever. There's a general search bar. I'm going to click search and type in QR code.
No.
And guess what?
What?
Shut up.
Since when?
Since forever.
Mind blown. I did not realize you could do that. I thought you had to go back out to the homepage.
It's so cool.
I've done it that way every time.
You don't have to download anything anymore. Like, it's fantastic. It's all in one place.
Oh my gosh.
So I've copied that link over. It could be a bio site. It could be a landing page, an Adobe Express landing page like we have. And you just click paste. And I can go to insert QR code. I can add different styles. I like adding a little flair here. So I'm going to do that. I can change it the color. You know, we all have vibes. Go with the vibe. And then I'm going to just go ahead and insert QR code. So now I didn't even have to go out, Shel. It's right there. Done.
And here's Kristen in the comments saying, yes, it's been there for years.
Love you. But Kristen, you're in this all the time. I don't want to hear it. Love you.
I'm in it all the time too. I have no excuse. I have no excuse. This is my last place gold star. I'm going to put that one on today.
Okay, listen, Kristen and I need a channel. We listen and we don't judge.
Yes.
We listen and we don't judge.
I listen and I judge a little bit.
But there's a reason I brought it up. You're not the only one that didn't know, Shel. Like, that's sitting there and so many people don't know about it. And it's such an easy thing to do. Can you imagine how frustrating it is going back to the homepage, pasting the link, downloading, bringing it back in, and all that kind of stuff? As a teacher, no, ma'am, I do not want to do that. I want it right then and there, and it's right there. So if I wanted to, let's say I'm doing a book talk, I can go in, click that view only link, get the view only link and paste it. So now I've not only created my book talk graphic, then I can do my book talk and layer it, right? That's
absolutely
so cool.
Amazing.
So I also wanted to point out this one is also generative AI. So you can always click on generate image. It has the prompt over here on the left-hand side, just like our ISTE graphic remix. And so you can do that. The one thing I do want to point out, though, that's a little different, and it might throw people off, but I wanted it to pop, is I highlighted in the background an outline to make her pop off the blurred image. So you're going to see several layers. I have a Gen AI bookshelf that I created in the back. And then to make her kind of pop off the page, what I ended up doing, you can change the opacity level so that it gets a little darker, and that looks great on a phone. or you can go to adjust and you can tell that I blurred it. And so blurring kind of focuses in on this subject in the front. So also a little pro tip if
I
you're
love
looking to
that.
have some things pop off that
I was gonna say
page.
that's like an alternate way to make something pop, like how on your other one you did the black and white. This is like
Mhm.
another take on that.
Oh, thanks for that, Shel. Yeah, I mean, we all have different vibes, and it's just finding what works for you. I love pops of color, and so that last one is probably my favorite. But there's other ways to emphasize what it is that you're trying to get across, because we're all trying to tell our stories digitally, whatever that looks like to you. We're just giving you options. Okay, so I know that we're a little short on time, so let me walk through some things. So let me go ahead and I'm going to delete this particular background so you can see what I did. So I've already generated her. I can go to duplicate. So now I have her again, and all I'm going to do is just stretch a smidge and come over here to the left-hand side, click effects. And instead of choosing one of the many like duotones, I'm going to be specific with a custom and just go straight white so that it outlines. And I'm just going to move her to the back and then just kind of mix and match and move her around.
I love this.
So just quick, easy, way to outline so that something doesn't like
And
blend into the
she almost
background.
looks like a little sticker.
Well,
Like
now
with
we need to
the
make
cut out.
stickers.
We need Martha stickers.
We do need Martha and Shel stickers. That's what I think. Oh my
I
gosh.
love it.
Okay. So that's adorable. And then same thing with the Apple Watch. Now you're just going to download that. You'll save it to your photos on your phone, wherever that is, and follow the instructions for your phone. Any other things you want to chat about with this?
Not with that, but I do, before we have to end today, I do want to talk about the last couple of super cool things that we do have going on at ISTE.
Yeah.
So right there, we have on Sunday, is that the 29th, right? Yes, Sunday the 29th.
Yes.
We are hosting a photo walk led by one of our most favorite photographers, the one and only Claudio Zavala Jr., if you've heard of him. He's amazing. If you haven't,
Mm-hmm.
he's amazing and you should look him up. He's on YouTube and everywhere all the time. But he's going to be sharing all kinds of great tips. We're going to be enjoying the beautiful San Antonio, and the Alamo is where we're going to be starting. And we're going to be taking pictures and remixing them in Adobe Express using generative AI and using some cool, awesome tips. And hopefully you can take that and maybe you can take even like your class on a photo walk one day. Be pretty amazing. But I
love
dropped the
that.
registration in the chat and it's also on that webpage. So lots of places that you can find it. And then Martha, we also have something really fun going on at our Adobe booth.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I mentioned um, we are going to have Melissa Kincaid. We are also going to have Donnie Pierce, Amanda Hunt, and Alfonso is going to be with us at the ISTE booth. They're going to be presenting, which is going to be great. And then also, Shel, we have over 30 ACE leaders and ACE innovators presenting at ISTE. These are leaders in the wild. They are using Adobe Express or Adobe tools in their classrooms. And oh my goodness,
I'm so excited for these sessions.
I was looking at all these sessions from like storytelling, digital storytelling, from brands to social emotional learning to generative AI, media literacy, media specialist in the
You're
library.
not excited for that one at all. I know.
Oh my gosh, they're going to be at playgrounds. They're going to be in sessions, learning labs, the whole 9 yards. But if you want to learn more, this is Fonz, by the way. He's amazing. His energy is like next level. You're going to want to see him at the booth for sure. But if you click on this session list, it's all right there for you with our presenters. Hey, Kristen. hey friend, you're on this list. How cool. And Rachel is on this list. We're so excited to see you all. So that is right there. And yours truly will be presenting on Sunday. So I hope you come and stop by and say hi. I'll be at the Global Collaboration Playground. That was so Southern how that came out. I'm sorry. Global Collaboration Playground. And we're going to talk a lot about Maker Ed and my experience with student led maker spaces, which is going to be great. Oh my gosh, my earring just fell out, Shel. Do you know what?
The drama.
The drama. Fun fact, actually, I can't do that with my headphones in. Did you know that if your earring falls out, that supposedly that's a ghost? I just learned that on a ghost tour.
That's spooky.
Isn't it? Oh my gosh.
Spooky. And friends, also, if you stop by the Adobe booth, which is booth number 1926.
I'm going down. I promise.
I love it.
I'm here.
I love it. You can, yes, see our amazing presenters between our ACE innovators who will be presenting, as well as our amazing evangelist team here at Adobe. But you can also come, and if any of you were at ISTE last year, we were making some really cool like tote bags. This year we have a whole new super cool thing that we're going to be making. And it's different. So you'll have to come and test it out yourself.
And when she says it's different, it really is, y'all. Like when you go in and you create something, one, it's so fun creating right next to another human being because you get to create in real time and they give you feedback. It's so cool seeing the natural conversations that pop up when you just create in a space with other people. And two, this is unlike anything I've ever seen before come from our team. So I really love seeing new, fresh ideas come out. So you'll have to stop by our booth, which is 1926. And then Shel, we've got to convince them to release the prompt that we're going to be using after ISTE so that we can all play and see and use it. But if you're curious, we have the full booth schedule right here that links to the Adobe for Education landing page. So we've been showing off our community page. This one's very specific to the booth. But I did want to give a huge shout out again. So we've got Amanda Hunt, who's right here. We've got Fonz, Donnie, and Melissa, who will be presenting at the booth, and then 15 to 20 other innovators who are going to be helping us activate with you guys with the cool thing that we're going to be doing that we're not exactly going to share. You're going to have to show up and do it with us. So
friends, thank you so much for being here with us today. I just dropped the link to register for future sessions. We are starting some Not at ISTE sessions tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific. So if you're not going to be at ISTE, we hope you join us then. Otherwise, we will see you there. Thanks, everybody. Have
oh my gosh,
an amazing day.
We love you guys so much.